These videos are not for everybody. This channel is not for everybody. And I'm realizing that more and more each day. I haven't even shared any extreme messages yet. Pretty much everything that I've shared so far is pretty tame, to be honest. It's just motivational, positive messages, ways to improve people's lives. And you know what's interesting is it can piss off the wrong people, right? The people who are interested in improving themselves, they understand. You understand when you watch these videos what I'm sharing. You understand the message. But for some people, they don't get it. And they probably never will. Because the truth hurts. The truth is hard for them to swallow. They don't understand what's actually going on in the world. They don't understand that they're actually caught in a loop, that they're not in control. Things around them, the way society is built, is to keep you trapped, to keep you complacent. But if you're watching these videos, you understand that you don't want an average life. You don't want complacency. In fact, inside of you, that kind of pisses you off a little bit. You don't want to be average. You want more. And that's good. But people around you will try and tell you that it's a bad thing, that you should just relax, that you should just calm down a little bit, that you should just be okay with the way things are. You don't need to improve. Everything's comfortable. Comfortable. I don't know about you, but I didn't feel very comfortable a few years ago. I had everything that I needed, right? I had a roof over my head. I had food that I could eat. I had video games. I had social media. I was making money. That was comfortable. But guess what? I didn't feel fulfilled. And if you're in that same boat, you don't feel fulfilled, don't let other people try and tell you that it's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. Because it's not. And there's more to life than that. See, they try and convince you that this is just how it is. They've been sold a lie. But you're starting to see that that lie doesn't bring happiness. What is the lie? What is the lie that society has tried to tell us? That engaging in addictive behaviors, instant gratification is going to bring us long-term fulfillment. Just ask yourself right now, how long have you scrolled on social media? Hours, every single day. And yet, you still don't have the promise that they gave you. Do you feel happier as a result? Every single time that you scroll, you feel happier? You know the answer to that question. Your brain feels numb at the end. And you say, what am I actually doing with my life? What a waste of my time. What's worse, then you start binge eating and watching Netflix, hoping that somehow that will fill the void within you. You had a hard day at work and you just want to relax at the end of the day. So, you turn on the TV, choose a show, and start binging. Does that feel fulfilling? It's not fulfilling. It's stimulating, it's entertaining, but it's not fulfilling. These things that they've promised you is a lie. It's an illusion. It will never fulfill you. In fact, it'll make you unhappy. It'll do the very opposite of what they promise you. And you understand this because no matter how much you engage in this behavior, you never feel better. You feel better in the moment, but long term, you don't feel better. You know why? Because all it is a distraction from what's really going on in your life. You're not happy. And your unhappiness is just being masked by these distractions. Think about that. This entertainment only feels good. It only feels worthwhile while you do it. And every moment after that, that feeling still lingers that you're not actually fulfilled, that you're not actually satisfied. And so what happens? You just crave it. The whole day through, all you could think about is just getting that next fix of dopamine. That's all you want. You can't work properly. You can't have proper relationships with people because all you're focused on is trying to get that next hit. It's like a drug addict, right? That's what it feels like. You feel like you're just on this wheel, just running and running and not getting anywhere. You're making progress towards an unfulfilling life. You're not making progress towards the life that you actually want. And the worst part is, everybody around you has been deceived, and they try and convince you that that's normal. They convince you that it's normal to stay up till 3 a.m. playing video games all night, that that's what you should do for comfort. They convince you that you should crave junk food more than healthy food. That it's normal. Everybody around you. It's so hard to see past the lie because when everything else around you is that way, it clouds your judgment. But you're seeing the lie. You're seeing through it now. You're understanding where I'm coming from because you feel this sense within you that something's not right. No matter how much pleasure you get, you don't feel happy. And you want something more. You want a life that's more than what's around you. Other people may feel fine with this life, but you're not. You want more. And you want to know, how do you do it? How do you get there? You're willing to put in the hard work, but you just don't know what to do. The first thing is you need to recognize that you're already on the right track, because most people will never get to this point. You've already recognized the illusion for what it is, and you realize that these things are not going to bring you pleasure. So what do you need to do? I'm not going to give you some soft approach. What you need to do is just what I did. You need to cut it off completely. People will disagree with this. People will say, it's okay to just play a little bit. It's okay to just tone down just a little bit. That doesn't work. You need to cut it out completely. Right now, your dopamine's reward system is so screwed up. Your levels in your mind, your brain, the chemicals are completely off. And because of that, you're not thinking straight. The only way to break out of this is to do a detox. A dopamine detox. Now, this doesn't mean detoxing from dopamine, right? Because you need dopamine in your mind. What it means is to detox from the things that overstimulate your brain. And these are all the things that you already know. You need to stop them abruptly. You need to go cold turkey. This is an extreme path that you could take. And again, people around you will think you're crazy for doing this. Are you nuts? You're going to do that? Why would you want to do that? Don't you want to have fun? No, I don't want to have fun. I want to have a fulfilling, happy life. And it doesn't come from these pleasures. When you get off this roller coaster high of all this entertainment, you start to see life around you a little bit more clearly. You start to open up and feel more gratitude for everything that's around you. You get pleasure from things that used to be fun, but right now aren't. They're not fun, right? You've tried to improve your life. You've tried to do things that they tell you will improve your life. They say, go for walks. I've said this, go for walks, read books. But you're missing one step. You can't just introduce good habits if you're still doing the bad habits. You need to first recognize that these actually are bad habits. Most people will never get to this point. They don't see it as a bad habit, and that's why they'll never stop doing it. They don't want to get rid of the pleasure. But you see that it is a bad habit. You know that something's off. Even if you're not fully convinced right now, just be open to the idea that this is a problem. And when you see it as a problem, you can work to overcome it. And you gotta cut it off completely. You don't even need to know if this is gonna work just yet. You don't need to know how, you need to know why. Why do you need to overcome this? You know why. It's screwing up your life. Take a look at the life around you. Is this where you wanna live? Is this how you wanna live? You're not willing to settle for mediocrity, right? You're not willing to settle for complacency. You need to take extreme measures, and extreme measures look crazy to the average person. So the people around you will think you're crazy. Good. That means you're on the right track. Drop the distractions immediately. Go cold turkey. Do the dopamine detox. That means you cut out all of these things, all the overstimulation. And when you do that, your mind will start to reset its dopamine levels. And because of that, you'll start to see things clearly. And you'll become happier as a result. You will enjoy every moment of your life because you see it differently. You're living in the present moment. Small things become fun again. And you can introduce good habits at that point, but only then. Only once you've gotten rid of these bad habits should you introduce good ones. You can't think that you can just introduce a good habit and that will all of a sudden negate the bad habits. That's not how it works. That's like you eat a cheeseburger and then after that you feel bad, so you eat a few carrots or an apple. That doesn't override the fact that you ate unhealthy. And you know that. Yet it makes you feel a little bit better to know it's like, hey, I didn't do something completely wrong. I still want to be better. I want to improve. You got to be willing to take extreme measures. If you want extreme results in your life, you need to be willing to take these drastic measures. And this is not the route for everybody. But it is the route for you because you're watching this video. If you've come this far, you understand what I'm saying. Nobody would have watched this far if they didn't understand what I'm saying, if they didn't understand the impact of what I'm saying, that this can change your entire life. You need to be willing to put in the work. Cut out the distractions immediately. It's amazing what you'll find on the other side.